You did double in accounting, double in RMI. So it costs you something, plus you expanded, you know, your horizon. It's like being a switch hitter in baseball, right? Or the guy who can play, first, third, second, and shortstop. Who's more likely to be hired than a versatile player like that, or somebody who's a third base specialist? Not that there's anything wrong with that, but if you're very good at third base, fine. But if you come from a no-name school, you're probably more likely to be drafted if you have more skills. Rogers, okay. Tariq is not here. Top Scott. Okay, and that's it. By the way, every day when your name comes, your stats will show up. I mean, this guy was absent for one day. So if I blank this, I can actually go through. So if you dispute that, let me know. We're going to talk about the attendance policy in general. I'm not doing this uh, to showcase my Excel skills. This is attendance is actually required. This is a quick and dirty way of keeping all the records in one place and accessing them whenever I want it. Because I don't want to go through my handwritten stuff. Was this guy present that day? Was it excused? All right. I had a simpler version of this last semester, but since I bit the bullet and did a lot of coding, I said, okay, let me make this thing nice. Yeah, it's a lot of little Excel skills. For example, I want this to be a little bit bigger during class, so it's class mode. I hide all the other stuff. It's basically management stuff. You add a new dates. If need be, change the dates. Or, oh, you can even show the sheet from left to right or right to left. If you're a lefty, you may want the stuff that you're working on the left side or something like that. All right. Now, let's start talk about the class. I haven't finalized the syllabus yet, but I finalized the part that you guys actually care the most about. What does your grade depend upon? Well, starting this semester, I'm making a big change to all my classes. One of the reasons it took me a while to get prepped this Christmas break. We are flipping the classroom, which means, I mean, this week and next week, we'll do some catch up stuff. So it doesn't apply. But starting third week, which is February 4th, I think, or 3rd. Let me see. Yeah, February 4th. I will expect you to come to class having already reviewed the material. And it's not going to be like read chapter 2. I'm going to actually post an assignment that's going to go make you go through a lecture video, nice little formative assessments. I mean, those assessments, what you get on them do not count, but you have to pass them, which means if you come to the last slide, there's going to be one little quiz that's going to be recorded. I'm going to ask you what is 2 times 2. You're going to answer 4. So it's basically completion grade. And I'll post some other stuff as well. Then, I mean, the way we're going to do this is the flipped classroom. I'm basically sick of students coming to class, not even having read the chapter. Sometimes they're not even aware what they're going to be covering, even though we keep talking about it. I'm not going to say lecture, lecturing quotes, and you are to complete them. So basically, then on Tuesdays, we will do a, I'm not going to call it a lecture because it's not going to be a lecture. We will do a session. For this class, we're going to call that the market day. We will discuss the relevant chapters already assigned in the context of the market that week. Whatever it is, if we're talking about bonds, we're going to talk about what's going on in the bond market. And I expect and require uh, participation. I'm not going to show you that sheet yet, but I actually have developed a nice little sheet. Well, I haven't finalized it, but I can actually show you. Let's see the working version right now. Something like this. I'm gonna. You can participate as an individual, or you can participate as a group. We're gonna form groups. Sometimes I'm gonna randomly select one of you. Sometimes, um, let me just for the hell of it. Uh, that's the different. Okay, so let's do random selection. Randomly, that guy is selected, or next time that guy. By the way, it actually draws uh, a random number of times, sometimes somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500, and every time it draws a new number. If I didn't make a large number, that thing simply poof, shows up. It just gives the appearance that I'm shuffling. Okay, and we're gonna have discussion questions that is relevant to that day. And let's say I got your name up. Okay, I'm gonna say, here's the discussion question. What do you think about it? You're gonna give an answer, and I'm gonna very subjectively uh, grade that uh, response. If you're absent, it's as if you were here and you gave an answer that counts as 0, or you gave an answer that's not even ugly. If you don't like them, we can change those tags. Ugly, bad. I started with the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I just worked around that. For those of you who are too young to remember, That is actually a great Sergio Leone movie, uh, led by Clint Eastwood, of course. The first of the so-called spaghetti westerns. Good, better, pretty, most pretty. I haven't decided exactly what those are yet, but with most pretty, you actually get extra credit, which means you won't even uh, above and beyond what I would expect a good answer to be. If I can figure out how to, if they can give me what sort of, some sort of uh, access, I think it's called FTP, then I can actually even let you guys grade some of those. I'll make a mix of my own assessment and yours, but I'll talk to IT people and see where they are. Or, we haven't formed the groups yet. Sometimes I'm going to give a little problem and say, why don't you work on that as group? And I'll randomly select a group, or a group can volunteer. You know, if this random selection is not checked, that means somebody is volunteering. So, for example, in this case, let's say Cortez has volunteered. We pick the name. Cortez gives the answer. Then once we're done, we record the results, so on and so forth. Because without putting a grade behind that participation, you guys are not going to take it seriously.